Wait.
Seriously.
Leave meeting.
No,
I
seriously.
don't.
That is a question I
There's
have.
Ducky.
What is the
Ducky.
difference? What is the difference between Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles? Because it's the exact same movie to me.
Ducky. Ducky.
Ducky. What's that? Is that like a
Yeah.
dog? What is it? A pet?
No, he's the dude. He's her
Sidekick.
best friend. So here's some knowledge for you.
Okay.
Apparently, Molly Ringwald and John Hughes, when they did the movie, there was actually a different ending where it was supposed to be Charlie Sheen to play the Ducky role. So in the end of the movie that we saw, she ends up with Blaine in the end. They're dancing the night away, blah, 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 blah. But in her movie, it was supposed to be like a kind of a punch in the face to the higher society, I guess, because she ignores Blaine and goes with Ducky, who was supposed to be Charlie Sheen. But when they casted the dude that they casted, Molly Ringwald did not want to have anything to do with ending up with him. So they changed it. So he was that stupid best friend. Yeah.
So society doesn't want you to be with your best friend. They want you to be with a hot looking.
You have to be good looking.
Okay.
There's that.
I think the difference is Savathun wanted Pretty in Pink, but with candles she could burn everything down.
There you go.
Wow,
that makes
you
sense.
just did Destiny style.
You
All right.
brought
I see
everything
what
back.
you
Yeah.
did.
I like it. Thank you so much, man. All right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Three Warlocks podcast. My name is Vega. This is episode 44. And we're all back. We're all together. It's been a while since we last talked to you guys. A lot has happened. The new season dropped. We got a new trailer for the next expansion coming next year. And many new things to do with the world of Destiny. And we're going to try to kind of catch you guys up with that on this episode. The TWAB wasn't as large as it normally has been the last 4 weeks, which is good because it's given us some time to kind of catch up on the season and try weapons out. A whole new different sandbox has taken over Destiny, and we're going to be talking about that as well. But before I introduce my co-host, we have Snail and Ness. I wanted to ask you guys, how is your guys' weeks been? I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, so what's happening?
What hasn't happened?
I don't remember this week, honestly. I just remember yesterday, 6 p.m. That's all I remember.
I'm sure you guys have had a busy weeks.
Yeah, so my 2 weeks could be summed up in holiday, coming back to a bank holiday, to reporting, visiting, promotion, buying some sofas. Still no word on a house. There we go.
Oh man.
Congrats.
Yes. Snail was able to get a promotion at work, so we're all really excited for that. And he's working out, getting some furniture set up, hopefully with this new house being available in February, because we're going to go visit you, buddy. Yes. And you better be ready.
And thank you, Snail, for asking my opinion. I mean, I hope that if you get harshly judged when we get there, you could just blame it on me. Ness helped me pick it out.
That's awesome, man. I know last week, 2 weeks ago, we had Rob kind of filling in for Ness. We want to thank Don't Die Rob for helping us do the show. Very last minute. He did okay. He was a little bit confused of the whole formats, and but he was a champ. He held through, and we want to thank him for filling in one more time. So that's what we were talking about, Ness. We haven't seen you in quite a while. You've been a busy little bee. So it's all been work, right?
Unfortunately, the Delta variant has caused, I mean, I'm in logistics, so the Delta variant has caused havoc in logistics. And unfortunately, this is, when everything's going well, everybody loves their supply chain. When stuff gets on manufacturer back order, they hate us because we can't make it happen. So yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, to be honest with you. But I got a message from Rob that said, I know why you didn't show up for that one. You're lying. And it was because it was the longest one ever. And he actually says I did it on purpose.
There was quite a
thanks anyway, Rob.
There was quite a bit of information on the last three 12s, I want to say, because they were kind of preparing us for the new season. And you know what? Something that we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk about, guys, is some of the, I believe was the show off video or the thing that Bungie dropped about an hour before the season started. It was all their promises, almost like a timeline, everything that they're going to be doing within the next 3 years. We got an idea of the next expansion, which is going to be, I keep calling it expansion, but it's called the next DLC, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
It's the Witch Queen. We got a really cool little trailer. Snail has a little bit of information in the lore corner at the end of the show about that, which is kind of cool. But it was a cool little trailer. We finally get to see what Savathun's been up to. Sabathun has been keeping herself busy for quite some time. And I think that's one of the questions I asked Snail is like, has Osiris really been Sabathun for that long? Because it seems like he's been Sabathun for seasons ago.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. We get to see, in essence, Hive or Evil Guardians coming up. And one of the points that I made up online, I think I was mentioning to Sarah Bear on one of her posts, I said, man, they have better supers than we do. What the hell is that? So all that information can be found online if you guys want to search the Witch Queen trailer. With that, some of the things also that they brought up on that, if you guys want to move on the other side, is the final shape, which is the last project that they're going to be working on, which is a really lame name, by the way. I don't like that. I don't know if it's going to be.
Doesn't really fit, does it?
It does not.
Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall, the final shape, rectangle.
Yeah, triangle.
Wait,
shape.
The final triangle.
The final triangle. I don't know.
Yeah.
So many triangles in this game.
Yeah, so they laid that out. I mean, is there anything specific in that video that you guys found interesting or you guys liked? Want to showcase video?
I think Snail, actually, we were talking about it, and Snail was disappointed because it wasn't. It was talking about future. It wasn't talking about, like, it wasn't tying anything to the current lore that we've been working on. So it looked interesting. I mean, that I can't wait to see it. I don't know. I'm that person. I just, it didn't, Bungie has always been really good with their trailers before, but I want to say since Beyond Light, the trailers haven't been all that great.
Very cryptic trailers, I guess.
The music isn't all as good as it used to be. Like, man, it just, I kind of missed the pizzazz of before. So the trailers aren't selling me as much as they used to. And I'm just kind of going with the flow at this point with them.
I feel we're in a world of it's very movie orientated now, or TV series orientated, and I'll talk about that later in the story. But I do feel like they can't show loads of stuff to give away the story, and they're so tied into the stories. You think of all the hidden things from Spider-Man's trailer, and they can only put so much into it. Yeah. And they can't give away all the secrets. Yes. So it becomes a very sort of mystery trailer.
But they don't have
so I think that's kind of where we're at.
I feel like they're trying to compete with the show Lost, where you would watch an episode and you'd have 20 more questions right at the end of the episode. Before, they didn't really do spoilers. They basically made it aesthetically pleasing. They did a little bit of gameplay, and the music was bomb. Yeah. But that's not like that. They're trying to go.
No, but they can't reveal where they are, and they can't do all that sort of hidden. They can't do a lot of stuff. So it's like kind of show old stuff.
No.
There was I think in the trailer too. I don't know if you guys saw what I saw. There was a little hint, just a small little hint of what maybe the next subclasses were kind of going to be. I believe that they teased about being maybe rust or some sort of corrosion. There was I believe a hunter who had a cube or like some sort of container, and he opened it up, and it was kind of like a bright, like, light or something coming out of it. They did talk about the possibilities of reworking some of the light subclasses, and I know they gave us a timeline that they're going to be working on the void subclass to make it similar to what the stasis subclass has, with different aspects and things like that. So that's going to be interesting. Looking forward to that.
They've confirmed there's no new subclass for Witch Queen, that void will launch with Witch Queen.
So they have confirmed that. Okay, that's good to know. Did not know that. Thank you so much for letting me know. So we're looking for possibly in Lightfall, maybe a new subclass, perhaps. Okay.
Or maybe later on in Witch Queen. It won't launch with Witch Queen.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They need to rework the light subclasses first. Is the problem?
Okay. Well, I'm actually welcoming that change. I would like to see some changes to the light subclass, and stasis subclass seems like it's far beyond anything that they've ever had before. So if they can give it the same little treatment, that will be amazing. So yeah, we saw that trailer. They give us the next years, what they're going to be doing. They're committed to certain things. They're bringing back some oldies and some goodies. I know Snell was pretty excited about the galley horn coming back. They're going to give us that. Possible 3 dungeons, I want to say, Snell. How was the format laid out for us?
Yeah, it was every 3 months a dungeon or a raid for the whole of next year.
That's going to be, we'll see. This is like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, they're all confirmed, so it's not like they can't hide them now. Well, and we'll end this year with a new dungeon because of the Galahorn expansion bit.
You know what? I have a question for you, Snell. Maybe you guys might know. Do you think that the what is that place? It's called the Shadow Realm. Would that be considered a dungeon-ish kind of thing? It has kind of we kind of seem to be opening new little passages of it every week or so. It
I
does
would
have a
think it
feel
would.
of it, right?
Yeah, I would think it
They're
would.
like many little story things, really, aren't they?
Oh, okay. So that's something
I'm
interesting. I was
like,
just
wait,
thinking about that.
what was that one ship thing that we used to get on all the time?
The
That you
Glycon?
guys had bastard. It would be kind of like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a typical dungeon, I guess. When I think of a dungeon, in my mind, a true dungeon has been the Shattered Throne, because it's just so long. There's so much happening. I think you face maybe up to two bosses. You face a middle boss, and then you face another one. Something like even the pit. That seemed like a really cool dungeon as well, because you do have up to three encounters, I want to say, in order to get to the last boss. So if they keep that same thing going, and then the next season, I know we got a preview of what the castle, Savathun's throne world looks like. That has a lot of space and a lot of stuff to roam around. Maybe that there's going to be some dungeons tied through that as well. I know we talked about before the show, Snail and I, maybe a possible raid layer or some sort of raid taking place within that world. So there's a lot of stuff that definitely we have to look forward to, guys. But we just wanted to recap
on the subject of dungeons. While you're on dungeons, why is it that currently you can get pinnacles from Prophecy? You can go into Harbinger and get a pinnacle. You can go into the Glycon and get a pinnacle. Yet the Pit of Heresy has got nothing of interest, really. At least the Shattered Throne's got some interesting weapons, but still no pinnacle. We just put pinnacle on each one. Wouldn't that be better?
I think that'd be cool. That you do something like that. I mean, even at the last encounter, I mean, that would give you a reason to do the whole thing. Just get to it. Maybe some.
I'll submit that.
I mean, that's actually a good question you brought up, Sal. How has your guys' pinnacle hunting been this season? Because mine has been horrible. The amount of energy weapons I've gotten as pinnacles have surpassed everything. I am begging people outside the tower for armor pieces. Like, bro, can I have some armor pieces? It's been energy weapons for me. I don't know how you guys has been.
I'm the opposite. So all my armor is like 13, 34, 35, 36, 26, whichever way around it is. But all my weapons are the low light ones. So it's like 41 and 42. I can't get a weapon to save my life.
So you're like the total opposite.
Yeah. And then I did Iron Banner and it gave me everything the same. It's like, thanks for 4 gauntlets. That made no difference.
I wish Iron Banner would have the same system that they have on raids, where you can literally go in there and pick the weapon that you kind of want to farm and get, and just do that. Like, have a chest, and then you just do that. Craft your weapons. And speaking about crafting, something we're going to be looking forward to also next year on that. 2/22/22, guys. Save the date. That's when Witch Queen's going to drop. Very exciting. We're actually going to be 2/10/22. We're going to be up there in England visiting Snail, so it's going to be fun. But we were actually dreading that the season would drop during the time we were visiting you, because we would want to not spend any time with you and just play all day.
Just play video games. Where's your Xbox?
I know.
It's a gaming house.
It's a gaming house. Awesome. But yeah, let's kind of talk about this week's TWAB. Very small, very to the point. I guess a couple little things that they brought up, maybe some patch notes, some known issues, lots of known issues. We're going to be talking about that. But yes, like I talked about in the beginning of the show, this TWAB is not as big as the last 4. A couple of things that have been going on this week. We're in week 2 of the season. So we have Season of the Lost, which we were introduced an hour or 30 minutes before the season, what the name was going to be, and all the trailers behind it. Queen Mara is back. We have a couple little bosses. We have a new place called the Astral Alignment. Really interesting kind of area we can go to. And then, like I was telling Snail, the Shattered Realm is a cool little, almost like a Shattered Throne carbon copy, but it hides a lot of secrets, a lot of kind of like you have to be like a detective, you have to be searching for certain things, and certain things are bugged. I know Snail and I have been kind of disappointed because we haven't been able to get certain things out of there, because there was some certain bugs. With any kind of new release, you always get bugs. Iron Banner is happening this week. Lots of stuff has been happening, guys. I mean, this is a really busy season, so we're definitely diving right in. But this, they're still giving us information about a little something. They raised $200,000. Bungie did.
Yes, they did. Oh, you may say more. Okay. So Guardians for Hope t-shirts. Apparently, once again, Bungie has gone in with Direct Relief and Teep Rubicon.
Yeah.
All the money is going to help all those people who've actually ended up getting, I can't say words today. Crisis around the world from natural disasters. That's where all the money's going to. So right now, I guess the t-shirt was really popular. So they've actually extended the deadline to September 30th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So you can get your own t-shirt. So, they're very good with these charities. So go ahead and get your t-shirt. You also get an emblem, the anchor point emblem. And I believe Snail actually hooked us up and got us some t-shirts.
Yeah.
Did. Surprising news. I got us a t-shirt each and had to send it to Jesse because apparently they can't deliver to the UK.
You're gonna deliver it to me.
It's a world charity, but because there's a UK version and they don't support Destiny, we can't have one delivered to the UK. So
and that's actually technically smuggling, Jesse.
I know. I want to take it to you. I think I might ship it earlier. I might ship it to you guys a little bit earlier. I'll get you guys' details and I'll ship it to you guys once we get it. But thank you so much, Snail. Really appreciate that. And yeah, you're right, Ness.
Thank you.
Bungie does a lot
of fits.
Yeah, hopefully it fits.
I guessed your size.
I am extra small, slim, muscular.
You can wear a belly shirt.
Oh my god! But yeah, looking forward to getting that shirt. It actually looked pretty cool. We kind of talked about it 2 weeks ago. We saw a little picture. It has a little, I think, Lord Shaxx in the front of it.
Shaxx on it, yeah. Guardians for Hope.
Guardians for Hope. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Ness. Dude, have you guys had a chance to look at that Dr. Lupo video on online? He actually played a raid with his friends, but he had a live orchestra playing behind him, like during all the encounters and stuff like that. It's like really cool to see, and it's kind of interesting because if you mess up, you have that pressure. If you mess up and you wipe, the orchestra has to start all over again. Like, all right, guys, let's do this.
Hold on a second.
Which is kind of neat thinking about that. But it showed a couple little clips, and the orchestra was getting into the very tense moments and stuff. Like the music that you hear on raids, sometimes it gets blocked in your mind from the mechanics, things going on around you. But whenever you get a chance to sit down and listen to the music, it's pretty intense. There's a lot of moving things happening, and that's one of the examples that Bungie gave out is like the same amount of time you spent with your raid team, kind of learning and then building on your craft on how to take on certain encounters. The orchestra team themselves are doing the exact same thing. They're actually working on things. Where can we make this sound a little bit stronger? Where can we make this kind of drop down? We want people to discover new secrets, what music should be behind it. So that's really, really interesting, man. I really like that concept. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out that video, check out Dr. Lupo's video. The link is right on the Bungie TWAB this week if you guys want to check it out. Snail, I know you're really excited about a new exotic that drops because it's probably the greatest gun, and you are the champion of it. I think you have become a PvP king the last couple of days now. You've been kind of digging it. No. But this gun was actually making some problems a little earlier than usual, huh?
Yeah, it's obviously play tested. And we understood exactly what was going to happen. But yeah, the Lorentz driver, or the lozenger as I like to call it, has become the PTSD sort of thing that you get in Crucible at the moment, because you hear that funny little sound and then you're dead. And then you've got that little sucking noise, and then everybody around you is dead, which is great fun. So they released the exotic, and they go for the world of fancy weapons, and they put it at its maximum ability, and then try and dial it back if it goes a bit wrong. Well, as it happens, it went a bit wrong, and the fact that it tracks guardians through wall hacks, perfect. Only the hunter can have them, apparently. So it was tracking guardians, and then you were just standing waiting for them to walk around the wall and kill them. So we're going to make some changes mid gameplay and remove that from PvP, because there's a bit of an issue in PvP as you're wandering along and then suddenly you get killed with no idea who killed you because someone's tracking you from across the map. So it'll be great in PvE. And it's quite a useful weapon, I've got to say. It clears ads really quickly. But in PvP, it's a complete nightmare. There's something else that's terrorizing PvP. We won't cover that now. But let's not talk about that. Go Bungie for playtesting.
Yes, that Lorenz driver is a monster, and especially with this seasonal mods that have been available to us through champion mods and stuff like that. That's a really viable weapon, like Snell says, on PvE content. But other than that, I mean, be safe out there in Crucible, because there's like Snail said, there's something else out there taking over Crucible, which we're not going to talk about. We'll probably bring it up next episode. I'm sure Bungie will realize what the hell's going on. All right, do we let the cat out of the hat? Come on.
It's
the Vex. It's the Vex, guys. Just nerf the Vex, please. In Crucible.
The haves and the have-nots. If you've got Vex Smither class, then apparently you're a god.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though, Snell? That if you and I and Ness were to get it, for some reason, if we were to use it, it wouldn't work the same.
It wouldn't do the same thing.
It wouldn't do the same thing.
It's a user error at that point, right?
It is.
Yeah, it doesn't help that it's got so much ammo.
I know.
It's just absolutely not. Well, it's unlimited now, isn't it?
It's
not special ammo driven. Great.
There's some people that have it that I've talked to that said that they have not taken it off during a nightfall strike. Anything raid, they just love it. They just use it because it's so much powerful, especially with the mods and some of the things you can put on your class item. It makes it even stronger. But
again, play tested.
Yeah, play tested. There you go. That's probably the word that they said constantly on that video too. We play tested. Very interesting.
Who play tested it?
I would like to meet the play
testing. It was like 30 minutes. 30 minutes worth of play test.
I would like to meet the play testing team and kind of get to see what they're thinking about that stuff.
Yeah. It's a guy with his hat backwards.
Yeah. Make him look younger. You probably watch 16 Candles too. All right. Well, new Iron Banner weapons, guys. They dropped this season. Before that, a couple seasons before, they didn't have the new Iron Banner perks, but now they do. So this is what's going on this week. Iron Banner. Enjoy it. Go out there and get 3 or 4 legendary items out of your out of your engrams, or get maybe 4 heavies and 1 armor piece, because we sure as hell ain't in balance when you get all your perks and everything done. I do want to say though, that sidearm is fire.
It's brilliant.
Peace Bond? Is it Peace Bond?
Peace Bond, yeah, with the headstone perk.
Oh god,
man, that thing is godly.
That is pretty good. If you guys have a chance, make sure you guys go farm that. If you guys can get some pretty good perks on that, I used to say, use the coward, you lonesome.
It's still viable. I think so.
No, I never said that. Hold on. Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack and say that. I never said use the coward, you lonesome, because that's exactly what I just said. Hold on. I used to say use the lonesome, you coward. Thank you. I corrected myself there. Yes.
Well done.
But now use the peace one, you cowards. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But those are available.
Stories.
It's good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
I haven't tried
stasis perk.
It feels like the last
time
dance.
you kill someone with it does. It's very satisfying. It's a 3 burst trigger with the headstone perk. When you get a precision shot, it creates a stasis shard and freezes the person that you've killed, or freezes around it. The problem is you can keep stacking them, and when you smash them with the right stasis build, you can kill everything around. It's like war mine cells on steroids.
Yeah,
the thing's mad.
Be something good to take on some dungeons or some rifles. Actually, pretty good.
Does it come full auto?
Does it run full auto? That's a good question. I haven't really seen
didn't
the
see
perks.
that on the roll.
Yeah, I haven't seen the perks. She just wants to press the trigger and hold it. That's
I just want to press the trigger and murder people.
Interesting. Well, yeah. Iron Banner's out this week. Go farm those weapons and make sure you guys get a peace bond. And think of Ness that wants it full auto peace bond. She doesn't want to push the trigger. But new hotfix Ness dropped. They're going to be addressing a lot of the issues, and then even the known issues for this week are incredible. There's a lot of known issues. A new season always brings known issues, but these known issues are insane. So Ness, take it away. You have a lot of information to bring to us.
Yes. So for the hot fixes, there's a couple of them that actually would affect gameplay. So progression towards tracing the stars quest will now count if the players pick up the Atlas SKUs before they pick up the quest, or will not count, or if they pick up the SKUs on another character. So you're not going to get any progression with that one. There were people who were having issues with the hunter leg armor, changing them out.
Yes. It's annoying.
And then there's a couple of them that are more towards aesthetics. So The pre-order emblem for Witch Queen, a lot of people couldn't claim it in collection, so now you can. The mod for the Withering Heat artifact wasn't describing the mods correctly, the perks, so now it is. Everything else is basically like shaders. I know that, I don't know if you guys came across the issue where the new armor for Banner, I was trying to put a shader on it when I first got it and I couldn't. So that's been recently fixed. So, because it looked kind of dumb, let's be honest. So for known issues, the ones that affect gameplay, barriers surrounding Scourge cannons in the Fallen Walker public event, repel anything near them, preventing you from completing a heroic public event. There's an issue where, okay, so this one affects my gameplay, where Titans unintentionally do a large amount of damage with their throwing hammers. So they have temporarily disabled the Worm God Caress Exotic gauntlets.
That was horrible on Gambit, by the way. That was horrible.
Oh my God.
If you went up against 4 Titans on Gambit, the Primeval will spawn and then die like that. Like, okay.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It was doing 999 damage or something ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy.
I see where you're going there. So this one was something that I actually encountered in Ban, and I'm pretty sure you guys did, where the hunters could just keep on dodging left and right, and you just could not kill them. So the exotic hunter pants, Radiant Dance Machine exotic, have actually been disabled for some time until they can fix it. The Wicked Overgrowth Iron Banner shader is not obtainable. Promethean Sperm exotic warlock leg armor now seems to require a solar weapon to create healing and empowering risks, which is a big deal because this is a brand new exotic that we just got. So we don't get any of the cool bad things like, you know,
throwing hammers that kills people
5 seconds. No, we don't get any of that cool stuff. We just get things that don't work. So the K1 crew quarters Legend Lost sector on the moon says void burn, but it's actually arc. So they're fixing that. And of course there's some silly ones. Well, they're not silly, but if you're somebody who likes to acquire a couple of the emblems, Share the Glass emblem could not be acquired. So they're actually resolving that September 7th. So, and this is the reason why when you talked about the new dungeons and the new raids that are going to be like, you know, periodically coming up one after the other, every time something new comes up, I feel like when they put the schedule out, they also need to put in the schedule like all the hot fixes that they're going to be fixing, because every time they have to fix those raids or the encounter or something from the previous season stops working, period. So yeah, of course, this is 13, over 13 that they listed on the TWAB. But of course, if you want to see all of the issues, go into the help forum on Bungie.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I know there's still the issue with the Deadeye seal. Has that been taken care of, Snail? Have you known about that? Is that Wyvern?
No, that's not the next hot fix will fix the. No, it's not been fixed yet. Next hot fix will fix Deadeye to get the Vex
on Thursday, right?
killed.
Thursday.
Yes. Yeah. They fixed the undergrowth on Iron Banner. I got it last night, so that was on part of the last hot fix. So that it wasn't mentioned here, which seems strange. And then the other bits all been fixed sporadically throughout the coming weeks.
Yeah. There's also one where they disabled all the colorblind colors. So can't.
So sorry, Snail.
Oh, you guys.
I forgot what I was doing, Ness. I was playing with Snail and he was doing something and he's like, oh my God, this is not working. It's not working. And then he literally says, is it because I'm on colorblind mode? Like he couldn't see something. I forgot what it was. And I was like, probably that's probably what it is, man. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for the known issues. I'm sure kudos once again to Bungie's team because they recognize where the issues are at. And they try to do their best. They're human to address them as quickly as they can, you know. So I know once they change one thing on the game, something else breaks. We do have to give them props too, because for the first time ever, Telesto is breaking shit and nobody seems to care. I mean, we're
It's not breaking
happy.
anything.
We're happy with them breaking raid bosses. We're happy with them breaking nightfall bosses, and nobody seems to care, which is awesome. Really, really cool. But yeah, that was pretty much the TWAB, guys. Most of the main points, and then they give us a little fair warning that it's going to be kind of like this little slim pickings here within the next couple of weeks of kind of information because they're working through the season. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a roadmap. I know I talked about this couple times.
Yeah.
We don't have a roadmap of what to expect. I know we have Season of the Lost Halloween event, which is Festival of the Lost, which fits it pretty well. And I know we have the Dawning event coming out this season. Those are the two things that I kind of look forward to. And then looks like our storyline, which now is going to be kind of diving in a little bit, is time gated. Once again, Bungie is time gating our fun. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Snell, which is going to talk to us about his lore corner. And he's going to kind of give us a little summary of the storyline.
Story time.
Well, it's not really story time because I don't want to give away lots of story bits and ruin it for people. So what I thought I'd do is cover a couple of the topics. And as we go further down the line, what we can do is cover the full bit of story rather than bits of it and then ruining it for other people. And there are a number of story threads this season. But more than any other time, I think story is shining through within Destiny. A really rich content. The story is fantastic. The character progressions, it's rich, it's enthralling. And I mentioned it earlier that it feels like it's a mini TV show, and we're tuning in each week. And I think what we've transitioned to is a very a model built around casual players. And you can tune in, do 2 hours of the story for the week. That's you done. You don't have to go and do loads of strikes. You don't have to go and do loads of Crucible if you didn't want to, because there's a power grind of 10. You can get that done within the season. If you were doing Grandmasters, then maybe you want to be grinding some power. But most casual players can come in, play the story content in 2 hours, and come back next week. But the story behind it is fantastic, and it's keeping people coming back because it's such a rich content, and it is a very very last time on Destiny kind of thing. So it felt like that at the beginning of this season, with the Sisas or Savathun being Osiris.
Osarathun.
So we did see that the opening that Osiris wasn't Osiris and is Savathun, but apparently Osiris is hidden somewhere.
He's alive. Apparently,
sure.
He's alive.
I know where he's at.
Where's he at?
He's in that egg that I found in the room.
It might be in the egg in the room.
He's an egg.
There's an egg. I'm sorry, you guys gotta have to indulge me in that. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
There's an egg. I found an egg.
There's an egg. Yeah. Do you remember Wishender? And part of the seal was shooting the eggs with
Shooting
Wishender.
eggs, yeah.
There's
more eggs.
There's an egg inside the room with Savathun.
Don't tell him.
All right. Oh. We'll have to shoot it with that bow, see if it does something. But good, continue, Snell.
Can you delete that part? I don't want them to know. Can you delete that?
Yeah, I can delete that.
Of course not.
Yeah. But I think the brilliant story beat of this season, the bit that grits you most, is we're having weekly communication with Savathun. What a setup for a villain. Is she a villain? Is she actually the good guys and we're the bad guys? That's kind of what she poses at us. Are we the bad guys, really? But yeah, brilliant that we're having this interaction with Savathun on a weekly basis and getting a relationship with the enemy. And that's probably the first time in a long time we've had that sort of build up for a massive story bit where it's all about her and us fighting that final battle together. But we're going to have this for months now, this sort of little drip feed of us getting a relationship with Savathun, which I thought was brilliant. And what a way to build up a narrative. Bizarrely, we've got the Queen having more airtime in the space of a week that she's had in her entirety of the whole game. In D1, she said a few words. Didn't really say a lot. D2, she left us cryptic messages for a couple of seconds each week. But that was the only real dialogue she's had.
And then she
said more in the opening 5 minutes. and she said in 7 years.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. But again, we're exploring characters that have been in the background that are much loved, and we're getting to experience what's really going on and what makes them beat and all that brilliant stuff. So it's real explore the character bits.
That's
I'm loving.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's all about deep. And we're starting to understand the universe. There's been lots of assumptions of how the universe is built. You know, we had the books, which talked about the fundament and how the story of the Vex began, and all these bits and bobs. But now we're understanding how the worlds are built, how throne worlds react, ley lines and how they work with the world, and all these different things and how they connect. And we start to get a real understanding of the universe around us, which is great that they've dropped it in. It's not in real rich detail, but it's giving us those threads about how everything's built around us, which is really good.
Awesome.
There were some bits that cropped up that I was thinking to myself, I'll ask some questions because it seems a bit weird. But we got some real bits with Crow, meeting his family and his people and his interactions. And then we're learning a lot about Crow on another mission, which we'll cover in a second. But that's really interesting. We're building up his character more and more, and he's really becoming the Crow rather than an Aldrin, which I'm loving.
And I believe that was one of the things that you had a concern from last season, or there was a season about him, and all of a sudden it stopped, and then it was all about something else. So you were like, "What the hell's going on? Like, we need more context behind that."
The problem, and that comes to that point that what previous Destiny was all about. That some of the stories hidden behind the scenes. And a lot of what was happening with Crow last season was hidden in threads of lore deep within Destiny. So it's sort of lost. And what we've done this season, and we're putting more of that content in front of the players so they can see what's happening. Will that work? I have a question over the exotic quest, because I don't feel that time gating a story and it not playing out during your gameplay works. So doing the mission, getting the exotic quest, moving each week, finding those little things around the Dreaming City, then going into a separate world to put your key in, so then listen to a monologue for 10 minutes doesn't work for me, because after a couple of seconds of listening to it, I've probably turned it off. Correct. And then I'll read about it later. So that it kind of needs to play out like it did on the Glycon, where as we're running through the mission with the people are talking and giving us that information. I understand why they're doing it, because they're trying to give that mini sort of TV show bit, but I think it could be delivered better. And I've probably, by the time next week comes along, I've forgotten what was said in week one, but we're learning loads about Aldrin, which is great. And I think what we'll do on here is, as that story builds up, we can cover it in some detail so people can get some understanding from it, because I do think a lot of people just click and skip. I'm looking at the netters of this world.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There was one thing that cropped in my mind as I was watching everything we've seen on trailers, from the gameplay, is where's the darkness gone?
Darkness is gone, baby.
Keitel's still fighting his black fleet that seems to have... It's coming over the corner. And over the corner, they're sat there going, is it time? A cup of tea? Are we doing anything? Savathun's there. I'll stay in my corner. It's fine. We're the black fleet. We're dark. You can't see us. It's dark. It's in space. So, they're around somewhere. I mean, she must be doing something, because it was like life or death. We needed some help because they're about to kill us. They've taken a holiday. They spent some time on Mars.
Everybody needs a holiday, man.
Everybody needs a holiday. That moves us into Hive ghosts that came from the trailer, and Hive Guardians. And there was that brilliant line that I think most of us read on Twitter with you can just imagine the other team, these Hive Guardians, going, who's going to use Divinity, who's using Bubble, and who's going to be DPS for Vega, all this type of thing. You know,
they're checking out our weapons, they're checking out our armor.
He's using 1,000 voices. How did he get that from the raid? That's because Ness gets it first time. Anyway, but the bit about hive ghosts. And I think this all links back to loads of story that we've had. And I think we'll see the return of Nokris again. For those that forget, Nokris is the son of Oryx, banished from the hive because he practices necromancy. And the hive is all about sword logic, which is life and death. There needs to be death in order to have life. But Nokris is all about, actually, no, we're beaten by the light that keeps reviving its hosts, and actually bringing things back to life, and keeping this other cycle going, and continuous life works. So he was banished by his father, and has been working behind the scenes and other things. And it's a brilliant piece of lore after we defeated, I think it was the season Chosen, maybe before Chosen. But there was a piece of lore which had Savathun and Nokris talking, and Nokris was defeated previously with Zol, so he was trying to use the worm god for that sort of thing. But again, light defeated him, and he has something. So he wants to be better and bring things back to life and do all these things, be more powerful. So he's made a deal with Savathun, and I think that deal is coming to fruition with what he's been working on. So we had that whole piece play out where he was with the sort of the traveler tree bit. That is him working with the light, creating the hive ghosts. And he has something to gain out of all this because he's been banished for so long. And revenge on his father would be amazing, wouldn't it? At some point. But yeah, the False Idols lore tab, if you get a chance to read that, fascinating conversation between Savathun and Nokris from about 4 or 5 seasons ago. That really sets up everything we're talking about. And it's amazing how it's all linked together. And Nokris has always been there in the background, forever.
He's like we made a joke. He's a Tanix of the hive.
He's got no house.
He has no house. He never dies. He always comes back.
He does. Yeah. Well, yeah. Brings things back to life.
There you go.
Necromancy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So there's loads of cool stuff coming, and we'll cover it as we go along. But I don't want to ruin stories, so we'll kind of cover it as it expands further.
We should have just said this was a spoiler alert one. You could have told the story. I'm just saying. I'm just.
I'm not going to delve into the behind the scenes of the stuff that's been. What's it called? They don't hack it, do they? Data mine the information.
Data mine stuff,
and then tell you the end of the story before we've even seen the beginning of the story. So
do you get the Silence of the Lamb feel with Savathun? Like, here you are talking to this, she's gonna say something about Auntie here soon, just kind of friending you. I get the Silence feel.
I know Rob made a point. Rob's like, okay, I have a feeling what the hell's happening. He's like, we're gonna help Savathun get out of this stupid crystal, and then so we can just literally go fight her next season. Like, come on, we can't be that stupid, can we? And I was like, well, Rob, I don't know, sounds about right, but I think there's a reason why we need to help her. I think there's a reason why we're doing
because
this.
of the darkness. Because we need to know how to remove the worm that is driving this the hive.
And think about this. This is something that I've been thinking about this whole season. We know that, but this entire season has been, I don't know if you guys have put this together in your minds, it's all been women protagonists, right? This entire season, which is amazing, which is cool. I don't think Bungie or Destiny has never done something like that in previous seasons. The fact that we were able to get the help of Cato, we're kind of joining forces with the Cabal. There's a good possibility the way we're going, we may have a little differences coming the next season of what's the Witch Queen expansion, but we may have to join the Hive as well, or have some sort of mutual kind of come together so we can fight the darkness. Is that pretty much what we're kind of getting at, Snell? Were you thinking maybe we're progressing that route?
You have to remember that the Savathun's in a cocoon. What is a cocoon?
What is that cocoon? Cocoon is a 1980 something movie with a bunch of
old people. Old people.
Yes, but real people who go into a cocoon and then become younger. But in real world, we're not talking films. So a butterfly goes in a cocoon.
House.
Yeah, butterfly doesn't go into cocoon. Sorry, the butterfly comes out of a cocoon. Obviously.
So she's gonna get her wings. So she's
rebirth.
gonna be...
That's what I said.
She's being reborn.
Oh, so she's like Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life, right?
Mhm.
Clarence gets his wings. Clarence.
Those tiny little wings.
Oh my God. There's so much stuff to get excited, man. Thank you so much for your kind of recap and bringing out some of those points, stuff that I didn't even think about, which was, the whole story of Zoe and Nokris, that he's actually playing a pivotal role in the background. There's a good possibility he was kind of helping, Savathun building up those dead hive into Guardians. And I'm also thinking that if Osiris is alive somewhere, how does she get a hold of that light or manipulate Ghost to see how Ghost works? If not with Sagira, maybe she probably has a hold of Sagira somewhere where she did experiments. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. So there's a good possibility. I don't know if Sagira is alive or anything like that.
No, I don't know, but can I just say your favorite strike has a nod to what might be happening?
Really?
Your favorite strike?
Think about it. Savathun's
Inside
song.
Terminus?
No. So the original Savathun strike where we turn them into crystals with Takeo.
With Takeo, they didn't want to
remember.
They didn't want to help us. Please help me. But never mind. Yeah. I'll do this on my own.
They were taking the light from the Guardians by encasing them in crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Hold on a second. So she's been playing this game for a long time, taking light from Guardians, and she's had nothing to encase it into.
Yeah, that is true.
Nokris.
And it kind of shows how weak the Guardians are in a sense, because she went in with a team of 9. They all died, which is sad. 9 Guardians, which is weird. And then I believe Eris Warren went in there with a team of 6, all died except for her. Weird. But us, I don't know. Zavala's like, by the way, 9 people died here. 10 people died over here. I need you to go solo and figure out what the hell's going on. And I'm like, what the hell? We must be the most powerful freaking Guardian in the world, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Their drop rate on all the weapons is really poor RNG, so they haven't got 1,000 voices. They haven't got Vex Mythic Glass.
I think they don't want to make us too powerful, man. They don't want to make us too powerful. Jesus. But awesome, man. Lots of stuff to discuss, lots of stuff to bring out next couple episodes. I'm sure the storyline is going to be changing constantly. Like Snail says, we're literally watching and playing a movie, a TV show, a series of something, and it's very, very, very interesting. One of the longest seasons of Destiny 2 that's happening. It's going to go all the way till February 22. So it's going to be a really interesting, fun time. I'm looking forward to not wearing the dinosaur getup on Festival of the Lost. I'm looking forward to playing the Christmas event. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. Couple little Iron Banners here and there within that season, and who knows, maybe an exotic quest line coming up in the future. Something to look forward to. We kind of have an idea what
we got the 30 Bungie anniversary.
Yep,
lots of cool stuff there.
Make sure you guys purchase all that stuff, and then Ness and I and Snail, we're going to be having some new shirts, new get-ups, thanks to the charity event. It's awesome. But other than that, any other points you guys want to bring up before we call this episode to a close? Nope. Perfect. No. Thank you so much, guys. This was episode 44. We are back. Hopefully we'll be back with another episode for you guys next week. If not, we can always put an announcement or figure something out. But my name is Vega, and my gamer tag is Vega6417. You can find me at Xbox Live. Welcome all you crossplay people to the world. I know all 5 of you Stadia players. You guys are welcome to add me. And find me on Twitch TV as well, under Twitch TV /Triple Vega. On Twitter, I'm under Jasubius. Ness, we haven't heard from you in a long time. Tell us what's up.
Liness1 on Xbox and Twitch. I stream once a month on a Wednesday, a mysterious Wednesday. We also run the Instagram for genuine_apathy. And I also have a personal Instagram, AlexisV1. Snaily Snail.
I'm the former Wooden Snail #2268 that's becoming Bungie World's Wooden Snail 2268 #5432. Unfortunately, many requests have gone into Bungie numbers, apparently hashtags and stuff. So very depressed, but you can find me there.
Hi.
Thank you so much, guys. Fun episode, fun times. Looking forward to playing you guys this entire season. Let's enjoy ourselves. Eyes up, Guardians, and always remember, When in Rome.
When in
When in
Rome, the
Rome.
cats and the pigeons.
right.
And
No cats.
yes,
Talk to you guys
cats.
soon.
No more cats.